everybody. Welcome to Circle Time, where the letter of the week is H. When you hear the bell ring, you'll know that I'm about to start Circle Time. And the bell is a shiny brown. It's November, and our color of the month is brown. The bell gives you a clue. My apron gives you a clue. Behind me, you might be able to see that I have my tiny brown things. And do you have any tiny brown things? Or can you find any tiny brown things? We're kind of lucky in November because outside in nature, there are many, many brown things. So it's kind of a special month for nature work. Friends, when you hear the bell ring, I will start circle time. When you hear the bell ring, it's time for circle time. Circle time, circle time. Now it is time for circle time. We just finished ringing the bell. We're going to do our breath and then the We Wish You Well box. So first the breath, then we wish you well. Today for our alphabet project, our letter of the week project, we're going to make some kind of house. And we're going to talk about homes and houses today and shelter. So what I want you to do for your breath today is make any kind of roof over your head. It could be round, it could be pointy, it could be straight, it can be fluttery. Any kind of shelter roof over your head when we breathe in. And then when we breathe out, we're going to take off the roof. So here we go. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in over your head. Make it pointy, straight, round. Breathe out. One more time. As deep of a breath in as you can. And out. And now we start our day. It's time to wish each other well. And then I have a birthday song to sing. First, we'll wish each other well. In this box, we have so many names. We have so many friends. And does anybody live in this box for real life? No, this is just where the names are. But we could pretend it's a home or a house for all the names that are in here. Because there are so many in there. So hope you like your little house names. You're in a cozy spot. You've got a roof. You've got a door. You've got a window. I missed you friends already. Just thinking about you having your name in here with my name and that we're not in the room together. That's part of wishing you well. Is recognizing that we're not together. So everybody, we know that we're not together. And sometimes it's because we live far away from each other, and sometimes it's because of coronavirus. But we're not together in the room today. But we are together in our hearts. H word. So everybody, we wish you well. We wish you well. We wish you well. All through the day today, we wish you well. I said there is a birthday song. First we'll do the birthday song, and after the birthday song, we have some golden letters. You might see that star. That's your clue that we do have golden letters. But first, there's a birthday friend. There is somebody. It's not her birthday yet, the one I'm thinking of. Maybe you're thinking of a birthday that it is already that birthday. This is a little friend named Sophia. And it's not Sophia's birthday yet, but it's almost Sophia's birthday. Before our next circle time, she'll have her birthday. Maybe you'll have your birthday too. I won't have my birthday. It is not my birthday anymore. I have to wait a long time until my birthday comes again. But Sophia doesn't have to wait very long. It's almost her birthday. So we're going to sing for her. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sophia. Happy birthday to you. And Sophia, I'm so glad you were born. And Sophia, I'm so glad you're still alive. Happy birthday. Okay, we already did birthday talk. We did birthday talk, and then do you remember what was coming after birthday talk? It's another song. There's a yellow star clue. We are going to do our letter of the week project. But first, we've got some golden letter friends. First, we're going to do our golden letter friends, and then we'll get our glue stick out and do our project. But we have golden letter friends, and we don't just have one. We don't just have two, nor do we have three. We don't only have four. We have 5 golden letter friends, and one of them is named Henry, and another one is named Henry. We have 2 Henrys. Let me show you who we've got. We've got Henry. We've got Henry. We've got, this one is not named Henry, but it sounds kind of the same with that H sound at the beginning. Henry. Henry. This one is Henny. I didn't say Henry. I said Henny. This is Henny. This is Huxley. So we have Henry, Henny, Huxley. And we have one more H friend. Come on up here. Harvey. All of them end with the sound E. Harvey, Huxley, Henny, Henry, Henry. It's just the way their names are. And they all start with H. So I don't know if you are going to be able to keep track of who in the world. I don't know. I got a lot of them. So I'll be able to sing it. And if you want to try to guess what name I'm going to sing, you can sing it too. Or you could just listen to all of these H names. Here we go. We're going to start with Henny and Harvey. This is Henny. This is Harvey. The letter of the week is H. The letter of the week is H. Here comes Henny. H is for Henny. Here comes Harvey. H is for Harvey. Now we got to let our Henrys have a turn and Huxley have a turn. These are the Henrys. This is the Huxley. H is for Henry. Are both of our Henry friends. And this is Huxley. H is for Huxley. The letter of the week is H. Good thing I made that ch sound. Otherwise, it was like I was saying A. The letter of the week is H. I had to turn it into H. Because if I just said A, it's like I'd be talking about the letter A. For when we did apple. Behind me, there's that alphabet project with the apple on it. We are not doing that anymore. We're moving on to H. Next up, we just finished our alphabet cards. We are going to do our letter of the week project before I show you something in a book. Our letter of the week project, you know you'll need a glue stick or some kind of glue. I want to remind you of the other one I did once. Have you seen this one that I did before? That this is the goldfish house. This is where the goldfish lives to get what they need. They need water. They need a place that's clean. That is a good home for the goldfish. that would not be a good home for me. That would not be a good house for me. That would not be a good house for this grandpa friend. We need to live in a shelter that isn't always underwater. We don't breathe water, we breathe oxygen. So we need air. And the thing that's helpful for shelter is to keep us safe from the weather. So that when it's really, really hot, we can get some shade, some shelter. When it's really, really cold, we can get some warmth and some shelter. And so, our alphabet project today is making a pretend house. So I got a little tabletop for myself. And I already opened my bag. And I have so many pieces, friends. This one has a lot of pieces. We're doing letter of the week right now. It has so many pieces. It has a long green rectangle. Then there's another long green rectangle. Then there is a short green rectangle. Call that the shorty. Then there's a teeny tiny red rectangle. Rectangle, 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 rectangle. But this is not rectangle. There's another green triangle shape. A lot of pieces. Are you ready to start? I'm going to put mine together in a certain way so that I can end up with it looking like a house most easily. So I need to have my paper up and down this way. Up and down, up and down, up and down. And of course I need my glue stick. And I'm going to put glue on one of the long rectangles. So you need a long rectangle. Long rectangle. And glue city, glue city, glue city, glue city, glue city. That's what I got right there. Okay? And then I put it on my paper up and down like that. I didn't put it sideways. If I put it sideways, like if I did it that way, I'd be like, oh, wait, that's okay. Just take it off. Put it back up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down like this. That's a long one. Next up is to get the short green rectangle. So you still have a long one left, but we don't need that yet. We need the short one. And put glue on your short one. Shorty, 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 shorty. Glue, 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 glue. Stick to my glue, stick to my glue. And then we're putting it in the middle. I'll hold it up so you can see what I mean. It has to be somewhere in the middle. So somewhere in the middle, touching that long green one. And if we're making the letter H shape and you know what H looks like, you might already have an idea of where I'm going to put this one. You need your other long green one. Put glue on it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. And this long green one does not go down here, and it doesn't go over here, and it doesn't go far away. It has to touch the little green rectangle like that to make your letter H shape. It has to touch. Do you see that? How I made it touch. And now we have our letter H. But I don't want just to leave it like H. I'm making representations of objects, things that remind people of an H word. And the H word for this is house. 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 If you say house and you put your hand close to your mouth, house, and you have your mask off, you can feel your breath come out. House. So the next thing I'm going to do is the same thing as our breath. It's the same thing for a poem later. I'm going to make a roof over my head, and this roof is a pointy one. This roof is the triangle. It's the biggest piece we have. Surface area has the most, I think. So we're going to use a lot of glue. Get the glue on, get the glue on, get the glue on, get the glue on. Very gluey, look at that. And then I'm putting it on so the pointy part is at the top like a house roof. Like a house roof. Now, one thing I like to think about with houses and making houses feel safe for people, are ways to get out. So this house is missing something. It's missing a way for someone to come in and for someone to come out. And if I wasn't going to use a window, I would use some kind of door. So, put glue on that little tiny red rectangle. And then I'm going to put my door down by the ground. That's going to be helpful for people who are walking in and they want to just be able to walk right in the house. Look at that. Oh boy, I got some glue that even squeezed out. But that little clump of glue right there, I can just wipe it off and any that's left will dry clear. H is for house. H is for house. H is for house. H is for house. If I lived here, I'd go in the door. And look how tall this pretend house is. I'm guessing there are probably stairs in here. So someone would climb up, and maybe they would go up here. They could climb up, and go up here. That house would work for me to go on stairs. That house would work for Grandpa that we talked about because I'm pretending that Grandpa can walk. So he's going to be able to walk up those stairs. Oh, now look, if Baby was there, if Grandpa, here's your baby. Well, Grandpa could hold on to Baby. Baby, come on, we're going to go up the stairs. Okay, come on, baby. I'll get you upstairs. That would work. I got one that wouldn't work. Look at this friend of mine. This friend of mine, this house wouldn't work as well for this friend. This house would need some modifications, some things to change in it. People do that all the time. They could have a special elevator. They could have a lift. They could make sure the doorways are wide enough. They could make sure there are safe ramps so that any kind of wheelchair or other mobility device, another way people use to get them around, could work. And there are times when someone might be like, I'm not going to buy that house. That house will not suit my needs. I would rather buy a different house that I don't have to adapt so much. So sometimes when you are out in the world, you may notice the symbol of a wheelchair at parking spots. You might notice the symbol of a wheelchair in some buildings. And that means people have already done some work to make sure that that building, that space, should work well for people no matter how they're moving around. Whether it's a wheelchair, a walker, feet, canes, however they move around, those symbols give people clues that there's a way that they should be able to do it. So let's think about some other creatures and their homes. I've got some that are make-believe, but I love pretending they're real. I have 4 of them today. Well, hello. Here's this one. Well, hello, and here's this one. Well, hello, here's this one. And hello, here's this one. These are pretend leprechauns. These are pretend little boy fairies. And these boy fairies, I'm going to say, would not have been happy living in this house. Even though it's green, they would like that. They would not be happy. Because these leprechaun boy fairies want to live out in the forest, in the woods. And when it gets to be St. Patrick's Day, we'll talk about these friends some more. But before that, I've got something else I'm going to use. Here is a teeny tiny door. It's not real, but we pretend it's magical, make-believe magical. I'm pretending this is a fairy door. I'm pretending this is the door that maybe a leprechaun could go into. And then if this was by a tree, like just leaning right next to a tree, maybe the leprechaun would be like, oh, yeah, I want to go in there. I want to go in there. I want to live in there. So this wooden door is made to be painted. Like with watercolor paints. These are my watercolor paints. Watercolor, water, watercolor, water. That gives you a clue that you need water to use watercolor paints. So like if I already got my cup of water and there's my paintbrush and there's water in here, that's just plain water, then I can just do my first job I always do with watercolors is get them a little bit wet. Get them a little bit wet. That's the first thing to do. Do you notice I'm dipping in between? And then I let it sit just for a moment to get kind of a little bit wet and juicy. Then I get my paintbrush in there and I'm really moving it around and around. I'm not hurting my paintbrush, like going so, like smushing it, but I am moving it around and around so I can get lots of paint on there. And then watch. Now when my paint starts coming off, I dip back in the water a little bit to get more red paint. I didn't want a new color. I wanted more of the same, but I like it when the paint comes off really easily. Look at me doing this work. I've had a lot of painting practice. Now, I made one red stripe, but if I wanted to change colors, do you hear my brush? Listen. My paintbrush is dancing on the bottom of my cup, real gently. Dance, dance, dance. It gets the old red paint off. I just gently do this on the edge of my cup, and then I get a new color. Orange, I love you. Orange color, I love you. I'm going to get a lot of you on my brush, and then I keep going. And I dip in to get more orange, so it's a little wet again. Get more orange, get more orange. If I want to change colors, let your paintbrush dance on the bottom. If you want to change colors, you got to let it dance, 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 and get a new color. If you ever get to do watercolor paints, that is the way that I like to help friends do it. So you get enough water so the paint just keeps coming. If the paint runs out, you got to get more. And then dance your brush in between to get it all clean. And then your paints stay the same color. And when you want to mix colors, then you don't rinse in between. But if you don't want to mix colors, you rinse in between. Leprechaun fairy door, I'll see you soon. I'm going to finish mine later and I'll show it to you. I'll take a picture of it and then I'll share it with you so then you get to see it too. But I want to show you another house. If you were still painting, if you were here and you were still painting your house because it was a project, I'd be like, you keep painting, just look up in a second because I'm going to show you something. I've got a book picture to show you, and then I've got a song and poem picture to show you. The book picture is so big, I'm going to stand up. After this one, look at this teacher. She's reading a story to her class, and she's telling her class that everyone is welcome. This isn't their home. This is their school. But when you go to school, it's like your school home, right? It's like that's where you are. And some people go to school and they're there most of their time. They're there all day. And so it's good if school feels like another home, if it feels safe and cozy. And this book, which I have a movie about it for you to watch sometime. But this book is about not just that teacher's class, but the whole school decided everyone is welcome. We want to learn about each other. We want to have games that everybody can learn how to play. We want to know what kind of food you eat. We want to know what kind of music you listen to. What is your culture? What does your family celebrate? And they do all of it. And you'll get to see it all when I read it to you. But now I'm standing up so I can really make sure that you can see how long this is. This page, this book page is so long. And everything you see in this page are the families from this school showing and telling about something from their family life. What they eat, what games they play, what they learned, what holidays they celebrate, what music they enjoy, what games they play. And the words say, you are welcome here. That's an important message. And that's what I like to say about our school. You are welcome here. There are rules, right? There are safety plans and safety rules, and there are ways that people need to be in order to stay here safely. But you're welcome to be here inside those rules. Some of you have maybe seen this paper before. It's a poem about home. This little friend right there is acting out a roof over the head just like we did. A home can be yours alone. Some people live alone. Or with a family. Some people live with families. Sometimes their own family, sometimes a friend, sometimes a foster family. A home can be anywhere on land or on the sea. Some people live on boats, you know. A home can move on its wheels. Some people live in cars. They stay in their car, their van. Some people stay in a camper or an RV. Or be tall and wide. Some homes are tall, like if it's an apartment building, a shelter, a tall house, wide. Some places are wide. A home is where you spend your time with love on your side. If you feel like there's no one who loves you at your house, then you remember that the love that I'm having for you right now is going into you. Because if you're hearing it, it's going into you. If you're able to move your arms around your own body and hug yourself, that's loving yourself. If you're not able to move your body, maybe you just close your eyes and you think about love. Think about love. You are lovable. That means you are easy to love. You are somebody who is loved. When you're thinking about that, there's a word that sometimes, or a sound that sometimes we make at preschool. When we're taking a brain break, a rest, and we're thinking about things, and it's the breath of hum. And that's our action sound. We looked at that book, and I showed you our poem card. And now we'll do our alphabet action before we sing goodbye. The alphabet action is at hum one. So we'll start with A, we'll get all the way to H, and you'll see what to do. Starting with A, it goes add, bow, crunch, dance, exercise, fish, glide, and it's brain rest time. And you wait for me and you wait for me till I open my eyes. In preschool, when we're together, there's a lot of giggling because some people want to only hum for a short little time and then they start to giggle about it. And sometimes people are good to just rest their brain for a long time. One more time, a little more quickly. Add, bow, crunch, dance, exercise, fish, glide, hum. Finger up, hand out. We have another way to finish this poem today. We're still going to say round and round the circle like the sun. 1 step, 2 step. We're going to say now we hum. Instead of saying now we are done. We're not going to do that today. We're going to say now we hum. Here we go. Round and round the circle like a sun. 1 step, 2 step. Now we hum. Round and round the circle like a sun. 1 step, 2 step, now we hum. Bye, sweethearts. I'm so glad you're here. Remember, you're lovable. Remember, home is an idea as well as a place. Reach out to each other, be loving, be kind, feel your feelings, and I'm so excited to see you again soon. Bye, sunshines.